Welcome to Newsletter Guru TV, your show with a boatload of smart marketing and business building advice, and a little fun along the way.
This episode of Newsletter Guru TV is brought to you by No Hassle Newsletters, the secret to getting boatloads of more profitable repeat business and the customer referrals you deserve.
Hey everybody, it's Jim Palmer coming to you from beautiful Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, the home of the Amish and these beautiful rolling countrysides and farms and horses and buggies. It's also the home of Synapse Marketing Solutions, the company founded and CEO'd by my good buddy Bobby Duraco. He just made the Inc. 500, and we're going to go do a very special interview with Bobby.
To do with probably my next point, which is when you're working with a new customer or any customer, do what you can to remove the risk of doing business with you. Make it easy to do business. Make it as risk-free as possible.
It's the second chapter in my new book, by the way. Reverse the risk and explode your profits. I'll let you go.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I learned from Jim, for all viewers out there, is to put in place a guarantee. And a guarantee is something that you may look at your business and go, well, my business is different. I don't have a product. I have a service that I can sell. But I can tell you that we came up with something called Synsurance, and it's just a play on the name of the company with insurance in mind. And basically we say three things. If it's not done right, we'll make it right, or you don't pay. If it's not done on time, we'll get it done on time, or you don't pay. And then when you open up your invoice, you won't have any surprises, and we call this no surprise billing.
I'm busting at the seams with this one because this is so huge. You know, when you one of the reasons people don't do business with you, if you were to ask a lot of business owners, they'll say, well, it's all about price. It's not. It's about they're not sure, they're worried about risk, they're worried about the what ifs. What if this, what if that, what if that, what if that? And when you can reverse the risk and assume all the risk, I mean, how many printers, how many website developers do you know that will give you Synsurance and it's right or you don't pay? It's not even that we'll fix it. You don't pay. I mean, are you starting to see why he's like, what, 858% growth? Yeah. Because when you go outside the box, outside the mainstream, in other words, you know, mutual marketing mentor of ours, Dan Kennedy, says, look at what everybody else is doing and do the opposite, right? So I love what you're doing. It's creative and it's smart.
Thank you. I'll tell you that one of the things that I try to be very cognizant of is what happens in the world around me when I have a great experience with another company, whether I'm at the mall buying shoes or whether I'm booking a trip online. If I have a great experience, I say, how can I apply that experience to my business? I'll tell you a quick story about the guarantee to go along with this. Websites are something that when somebody makes an investment in building a website, they expect it to work. And all of our competitors would basically deliver the website and that would be it. And we did two things really that I think I stole from the local car dealerships and the car companies, which is number one, we have a return policy with websites. And what that means is we give our clients 60 days to make any changes they want to the website at absolutely no cost.
Wow.
Because when you're working on a website for 2 or 3 months, your company is most likely going to change a little bit. And so when you go ahead and launch the website, 2 months afterwards you get things for free. The other thing is, just like a car, when you drive it off the lot, you expect the engine and transmission and brakes to work for years afterwards. And if it doesn't work, you expect that company to get it back to working condition. We do the same things with our websites. We have a 3-year, 36-month guarantee to your customer.
And you know what holds a lot of people back, Bobby, is they feel if they do something bad, because that sounds like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get taken advantage. I'm going to get hammered. But in reality, it doesn't happen. No, because if you perform a good quality service, if you do good work in the first place, which you have to assume most people usually do, so therefore, what sets you apart? Because otherwise, you're a bunch of apples. You got, as I say, you got to be the big juicy orange and set yourself apart with a huge guarantee, with unbelievable service. And again, what I want you to do, no matter what business you're in, you've got to figure out what Bobby just told you. How can I apply that to my business? That's awesome.
I mean, think of it like this, Jim. No matter what happens, whether you have a guarantee in place or not, if you do not deliver for a customer, you're going to have to make it right, or they're going to go and tell everyone they know about it anyway. So in the end, typically you're going to make it right either way. So why not put in writing up front and just put down already what's in your mind on paper?
Good, good. What else you got for us?
Well, I wanted to, I definitely want to make sure, kind of going back to the beginning of how to grow the business and how we really grew, because I think most entrepreneurs are really, we're focusing on the team and how we deliver our service to our clients, but really we worked very hard on retaining our clients. Again, just keeping those clients absolutely happy. Most of our growth from maybe 2010 through now has really been by word of mouth. Just simply because it's not that we have stopped our outside marketing efforts. To the contrary, we've actually created a marketing department that solely focuses on marketing our company. But we've also spent a lot of time cultivating those relationships, building our customer relationships, and delivering for them time after time. And they are just an army of salespeople out there that are just saying good things about our company. And that's how we've really grown. And then that model of developing new ways to make money, and not to keep all the eggs in the print basket, for instance, but to evolve into marketing, to evolve into website development, mobile apps, all these things that we do, it really makes you more valuable to your customers. One of the things I always wanted to avoid was my customer coming to me and saying, you know, you guys are great, and you do all these great things for us, but there's another company that does all these things, plus other thing 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
So I never wanted to put my company at risk by not offering sort of that full service package. I know we've talked about kind of my final 3 nuggets are invest in yourself, invest in your company.
Constant training.
Constant training, constant R&D, constant innovation. Innovation should be always at the forefront of what you're doing. And it can be everyday innovation. It doesn't have to be the huge products. It can be, how do I just simply improve and make a better mousetrap, for instance. Innovation needs to happen very quickly. And innovation is simply doing something better than your competitors do or that has ever been done before. I like what you said before about just doing something differently. That's typically what innovation is.
Yeah, and you mentioned R&D. You know, I did shoot a video, Profit from R&D, and it's also going to be a chapter in my new book, and I learned it from Bobby. It was at one of our monthly lunches, and he told me about it. It was awesome. And so real briefly, what we do is we give every employee in our companies a certain amount of time every single week to do nothing but think about your company. What can I do to add more value? What can I do to streamline things? How can we make the company more efficient? What's a new revenue stream that we're not even addressing or thinking about right now? And then once a month we have a group meeting, Bobby with his staff, and I get on a conference call because all my support staff is virtual, and they tell me the ideas. And every single month I got something that just is, I didn't even think of it, and it's like, it's amazing. So use the power, whether it's a virtual assistant or part-time or whatever, tap into the minds. I mean, Sam Walton, I guess, was the original. He used to walk the floors, and he used to say, I get all my best ideas from the truck drivers, the people who interact in the stores, in the frontline staff.
That's right. That's right. Regardless of title, I mean, we bring everyone into the conversation when it's the right time to do so. Innovation often comes from the ground floor up. The folks on your team that are working with your customers. Too often companies only say, hey, the best ideas only come from the C-level executives or the owner or the top dog. And in reality, some of the best ideas, the ones that have really saved the most money for our company or really improved our service, have come from our warehouse staff, our account management team, our artists. I mean, everyone has a say in innovation.
Right. I'd like to ask you a couple questions. I want to make sure you got everything out.
Sure.
Okay. One of the things that I always talk about is wealth rewards risk and wealth rewards speed. You know, it's the people who are going out there and creating and taking a risk and also doing it in a very quick way. Let's talk about the mindset of what I call a fast-moving, agile entrepreneur compared to that of a small business person. And I write about this in the new book, but I think a small business person concentrates on his business. And the way he's going to grow is I need to do more of what I'm doing. Right. So if you run a jewelry store, I got to sell more jewelry. or I got to open up another location and sell more jewelry. I think an entrepreneur is somebody who is more focused on wealth creation, multiple streams of revenue. He's more able to take risk. What was the mindset that you had, because you've grown like a rocket ship, and as fun as and exciting as it's also got to be pretty nerve-wracking, right? I mean,
but yeah, I mean, I would say that it was never easy. The road took a lot of winds as we went down it. I was joking the other day with someone. I said, if I would have known from day one what I've had to do to get to this point, I might never have done it.
yeah.
But I think that probably the sort of that nature that some entrepreneurs have, which is, you know, hey, if I make a mistake, I'm going to get back up, dust myself off, learn from it, and keep moving forward, and not let that prevent me from trying something new again. I think that's really important, because I think that with some of the business owners that I've worked with in the past that I've seen that just don't grow as quickly as others, I think what I've seen is they wait to collect every little bit of information before they make a decision. And I think speed and agility necessitates someone to say, you know what, I have 70% of the info that I need, I have a great gut feeling about this, and I'm going to try it, and I'm going to mitigate my risk. I'm going to make sure that I contain it as much as I can, and I'm also going to be, I'm going to throw my ego out the window and say, if it doesn't work, I'm going to can it and move on to the next thing.
Right, cut the loss.
That's right, cut the loss. But you know what? I'm going to go for it. I think money is attracted to speed, and it's just like, you know, mass times speed equals force, and it's that whole idea of, you know, when your customers are looking at you moving so quickly and being so innovative, they're attracted to that because your competitors are not doing that.
I forget who said it, but somebody said, well, it's no wonder he's so successful. Look at all he's doing. You know?
That's right.
You got to do a lot of things. So, you know, kind of if we can start to wrap up a little bit, I think, you know, some of the big takeaways is be creative, find a way to stand out. You can't just be another red apple in the cart. You got to be the big juicy orange. You know, don't be afraid of risk. As Bobby says, mitigate the risks as much as you can, but you got to take a shot. You got to be out there. Be in tune with what's going on in the economy, but you know what? If you want to go ahead and create your own economy and move forward and do things, you're going to be surprised. So stop doing everything yourself.
That's right.
You know, delegate, remember what your core strength is, and do that and focus on the high revenue things. Customer retention is much more important than customer acquisition, especially in this day and age. So, you know, if the only thing your current customers are getting from you are invoices, that's a bad thing. You know, they need to get phone calls, they need to get occasional gifts, they need to get face-to-face personal visits. Tell people what else you do. Continually look to innovate. Am I leaving something out?
I think you've covered a lot. I think that's a great start. If you can do just one of those every month, I think a year from now your business is going to be growing as fast as mine.
Yeah, it is tough out there, but with some good ideas and some the right mindset, you can be super successful even in this economy. So, you know, I usually end my videos by telling people, look for ways to add more value to what it is that you're providing for your customers, whether it's a product or service. Think every day, how can I add more value, and just combine that with world-class service, and you're going to have a dynamite company. As Bobby said, if you do that, the profits will actually fall in place and take care of themselves. So, Bobby, it's been a real pleasure. Thanks for having me out here.
Thank you for having me, Jim.
And congratulations on the Inc. 500. I think you get to put on a tux and go get a real award, right?
I do.
That's pretty exciting. So, folks, thank you for joining us. I hope you learned something. There's more videos on Newsletter Guru TV. Check out Bobby's website, which is synapseresults.com.
Synapseresults.com.
And until next episode, this is Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru. You take care.